Hello, I'm William Henry, and I chose to do an observation of Apple Maps. In general, I usually choose Google Maps for navigation, and so I thought it might be interesting to observe Apple Maps to see the differences in the user interface. So this is the Apple Maps home screen. It's not that much different from Google Maps. It has a place at the top left in order to input your search terms for where you want to go or an address. And then it has a section there that you can also have for favorites, like as in work or home as well. As long as you have set the app to allow use of your location, it also has an option once you start to place input into the search bar to be able to search nearby for fast food restaurants or food deliveries, such things like that. In the area that we live in now, there are not a lot of things around except maybe a Walmart. So I chose the biggest possible location I could and decided to input Kentucky Splash Water Park in, and it, as soon as it is typed into the input, it pops up as a suggestion as well as some other things nearby. Something unique from Google Maps is the safety warning. Now, it very well may have been a warning early on in Google Maps, but something that I find useful about Google Maps, and that might be a good improvement to this app, is how Google oftentimes gives you an option to dismiss these types of warnings in the future, and this one doesn't seem to have that option. But as you have typed in your selection where you want to go, it gives you 3 different routes, and then you have to hit OK on a safety warning as well. Now I've input the address and started the navigation. Something very different from Google Maps is in the top left here where it shows your turn-by-turn navigation. It has little dots that indicate that you can swipe forwards or backwards in the navigation. I think that's a pretty useful feature. Although something that would improve this in such a way as has excelled with Google is how the point of view is bird's eye here in Apple Maps, but it would be interesting to see it closer to a chase view, similar to Google Maps does. Doesn't seem to have the feature to go to Street View either. Although it doesn't have Street View or the Chase View for the navigation, you can zoom out and get a larger perspective of where you're going and get sort of a more general idea. It also does, since it has the GPS enabled, show the direction that you're facing, which is honestly not quite as far of a step as the Chase View, but you can get a general idea of at least the direction you're going. That being said, the interface here is different in a lot of ways than Google Maps, but one thing that is great in the way that it's presented is the contrast that the actual text directions are there with the white on black. It's easy to read, and no matter what setting you're in. As you arrive, and prior to arriving, if you look deeper into the settings there, it also shows you more information about the location that you're heading. Let you know if there's parking available or if they accept credit cards. Similar to Google, it also, as you scroll down, has reviews, so you can learn more about the business and what consumers like yourself would need to see. And at the end of those options, you can add the destinations to your favorites. You can actually add them to your contacts as well, or create a new contact. Overall, I think that Apple Maps is a very simple, straightforward tool that is effective. It may not have the bells and whistles of more advanced like Waze or Google Maps, but it does the job, and it's very easy to understand what to do. The options on the screen are large enough that you know which option to choose and for what, and it's just a simple interface.